Let's make my water of the day. A little bit of vodka.
What?
Water.
Why? What's the point? That's not water then at that point. That's that's the vodka, right? Wow. Let's continue. This is already starting off crazy. This is my first time really hearing about this, so let's see what this is about.
The day. So we're gonna take the lime kiwi Skittles. Now I'm gonna add some creamy oat milk.
Milk?
Hold on to your sock shell. I'm making king cake water today. So I'm going to put a little extra cinnamon in there also. I'm going to add a little vanilla.
No. That just don't seem right. That's borderline criminal. That is not go. You don't do milk, yeah, but not with water. You're just playing around at this point. You just experiment. I don't even like this. No, I don't like that.
Around 1 year ago, I first heard about this strange trend on TikTok called water talk, where people would film themselves making a cup of water from scratch because it's more healthy than drinking soda. And at first, I didn't actually realize how disgusting some of these drinks were, and so I didn't bother looking into it. But now, 1 year later, I finally decided to take a look at water talk to see what the weirdest concoctions people were creating.
Let's make my water of the day. A little bit of rum.
No.
Some acai liquor.
Knock it
And
off.
umi plum liquor.
That's not
And a
water.
little bit of creme de violet. Top it off with some of our sparkling sake. Let's go one more. Purple glitter. Mix it. A little bit of Sprite. Add green glitter. Mix just the
this
top
is
part.
What are you
Spooky.
Is this science class? Like this reminds me of something we would have done when I was a kid or something. What's going on? She can't like this. There's no way she can like this. This is vile.
So you said, let's make my water of the day, and the very first ingredient you add is not water, but in fact rum. Like, you don't even bother to start with water. But I guess maybe like the ice sort of counts as water. And then the second ingredient you add is pataka acai liquor, which is another alcohol. Then you add...
So technically all the people at the bar or anybody who's at the bar, they could just say, well, they're technically drinking water. Hey, come on, who are we fooling? Let's be real here.
Umi plum liquor, which is yet another alcohol. When are we going to add our water into this? And then next you add Drill Land Violet. What is this? I think this is wine. And then you finish it off with some sparkling sake. So I think here's the catch for this thing. So I think this whole thing, like, she's basically promoting her own drink. So I think this is her drink because like the account name is the same. So this is actually a pretty smart business model. Like this, it's like a whole advertising sort of thing. But anyways, this is all alcohol.
Is it smart though? Because I wasn't even thinking about the name of the sparkling water. I didn't even think about the name right there in the corner. Her business name or the page's name. I didn't think about that at all. I thought about how gross the drink looked because it did.
Oh, so far, there's no water in it yet. And so how are you meant to drink this? Like, this would be extremely toxic. Like, if you drank the whole thing throughout the day as if it was water. But also, this whole thing would be extremely expensive to make because it looks like she's poured quite a big portion of every single bottle of liquor into the thing. And liquor is extremely expensive. Let's just figure out how much this costs. So this first rum is $52. It's on sale at Kohl's right now. This Pataka Acai liquor is $17. So I assume this is US dollars. So let's just say it's around, I think this is like around 40 Australian dollars. And then this Umi Plum liquor is 35 US dollars. So this is like around 50 Australian dollars. And then this Drill Land Violet Creme de Violet is 152 Australian dollars. So if we add up all the drinks together, it costs almost 300 Australian dollars to make this bottle of water. And the thing is, isn't the whole point of this trend to be healthier than drinking other things? Because this is not healthy.
You've put all these different things in here. What you're not talking about is what goes into those products, right? What chemicals or ingredients are in those products? That's not healthier than drinking a soda. None of them are technically healthy, right? But this ain't any better. This is not better. This is not. I refuse to believe that.
at all. This is literally straight up alcohol. And this is not even more cost efficient than soda either, because it's $300. Anyway, she doesn't even stop there. So she adds purple glitter into the mix, which makes it look absolutely disgusting. Like, who would want to drink this? Who looks at this and wants to drink a whole lot of glitter? But then she also adds a bit of Sprite here. And so isn't this soda? Like, what's the purpose of this? Is this water? But then she adds a bit of green glitter on top, and she does this stirring technique, which actually makes it look pretty decent. There's like a green and orange sort of type beat. But the issue is that once she pours it into the glass, it just looks like what is this?
That you already know what I'm about to say. Yeah, we're on the same page. This ain't it.
That looks absolutely disgusting. That looks like my diarrhea after eating Indian food. Does it contain alcohol? That was a cracker. That cracked me up. That's everything but water, bro. Exactly. Wait, there was no water at all in there. I'm not even like saying that like as a joke. Like there was literally no water in the ingredients. At no point did she literally go to the tap, get a glass of water, and pour it into there. Is it halal? Very funny. That's cracker. If you guys didn't know, I think alcohol is haram, and so yeah, of course this is not halal.
Make my son's water for football practice. Today he has football practice right after school.
Look at me, or just making water just sounds crazy. What do you mean making water? What does that mean? You just give water. Like you just say you're making a different type of water, like I didn't even look at the fact she's pouring Mountain Dew in here. Oh my gosh. That's automatically not water. You playing me right now. I'm being pranked. They trying to trigger me on purpose. This is what they doing, right? Yeah, I figure.
To his water, I made sure to add lots of ice, water, clear protein, electrolytes, Skittles.
So we just gonna skip over the Mountain Dew? Am I tripping? Hold on. We just gonna skip over them? She didn't even mention the Mountain Dew at all? No, yep, she trying, yeah.
Water, clear protein, electrolytes, Skittles flavoring, and Mountain Dew. This helmet weighs about 12 pounds. I can't believe that my 7-year-old is able to drink this much water throughout the school day.
So you're telling me your son is 7 years old and he's going to be drinking all of this?
He ain't gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to focus in class. He drinking all that. This is foul in so many ways.
Surely this is like animal abuse or something, because you even said that the whole sort of tub weighs 12 pounds and that is going to make your son strong carrying this around. Because how is he meant to bring this to his training session anyways? Are we supposed to put this into like water bottles or something, or are we just going to literally carry this to the training grounds? So let's take a look at the ingredients. So first she puts, what is this? Clean Simple Eats Clean what is this? Protein in a cup. Here, I think it's this clear protein. I think it's just like a protein drink. Okay, so I don't think this is too bad. But then next
but you're not supposed to mix soda and protein, right? I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to. That like goes against the point. You know what I'm saying? That don't work like that. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Go ahead and add Mountain Dew. Not one can of Mountain Dew, but 2. So what is the purpose of this? Are we trying to hydrate your son, or are we trying to give him diabetes? And then next we go ahead and add these powdered flavor packets. So we even have prime flavored packaging over here. But then she goes ahead and even adds naked creatine to the mix. Is this a performance enhancing drug or something? Maybe this is how her son is going to make the NFL draft. Wait, but then she says, I can't believe my 7-year-old son is able to drink this much water during the school day. And
he's 7. And you're giving him this? Oh my gosh. I feel sorry for the kid. Of course, he may think it tastes delicious or whatever, but he doesn't understand the impact that it can have, especially when you're training and stuff like that. You overload on caffeine and all these sugars and stuff like that. There's an energy crash that occurs, and it occurs especially when you're exerting yourself during sports and stuff like that. You have to be able to think about that and let your son know, hey, maybe we shouldn't do it like this. I can make a different form of it without all this crazy stuff that's in it. But it's better to know the truth, and for him to know the truth, and for you to be honest and with yourself. This is not water. This is not. Let's stop lying on that.
at football practice, which means that she's going to be carrying this entire helmet head sort of cup thingy, not only at football practice, but also during school, at school. He's going to have to bring this whole thing to school. So he's going to have his backpack on his back, which is going to weigh maybe like 12 pounds. And then he also has this thing in his hands that he's going to have to be carrying around with him all day at school, which also weighs 12 pounds. How does this, okay, maybe this is
there's no way they're going to let him walk around with an open container like that. There's no way, right? Back when I was in school, they didn't allow anything like that. Maybe times have changed, though, I don't know. But that's crazy to just have your kid walk around with that. The teachers are going to ask, and they might even assume something else is in the cup. You know what I'm saying? Or the glass, whatever it is.
part of the intense training regime that his mum is doing for him to get into the NFL draft. But I wouldn't be surprised if his son's teacher called, what is it, the Child Protective Services thingies. My boy is vomiting after warm-ups. Bro's not making it through warm-ups.
Still water plus adrenaline plus noradrenaline plus Hawkjaw plus anger issues plus Balkan parents plus English or Spanish plus German plus Balkan race plus Donko blah blah blah.
Let's make my water of the day. What flavor am I gonna choose today? Okay, I'm gonna add my grape as the base flavor. You gotta have a lot of
Not bad.
second water bottle to top this baby off. I'm gonna add in that pink starburst to it. Let's try to layer this. Someone on here also told me to try to layer the drinks with a spoon and it'll help better. I think it's working. I don't know, I can't tell. That didn't really work as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay. It's still gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna add in some cotton candy skinny syrup. Okay, so it does taste like bubblegum, but it tastes kind of like the medicine bubblegum.
First of all, why does this guy have so many different flavors of water? Can I even call it flavors of water? Like, what are these packets? Let me just see how much they cost. $32 for a packet of these thingies. What? That is a ripoff. So this is probably multiple packets. This is probably...
I will say, though, his is not as bad as the other two. His was not as bad. It's actually water, though. You know what I mean? So you gotta give him some type of credit. This is actually water.
like 4 or 5 different thingies. So that's $120 worth of water, flavored water. Also, whoever told you about this technique about pouring on the spoon, I think he may have been trolling you because this does not work at all. Like, this looks absolutely disgusting. It looks like Coke, but like 10 times worse. And also, let's just remind ourselves that this is meant to replace soda, but this literally looks like soda. And these people are genuinely convinced that this is healthier than soda. But then he goes and tastes it and he says it tastes like bubblegum, but the medicine bubblegum. So he's just literally created lean. Like, it literally looks like lean as well. So he's teaching his entire audience, his TikTok audience, how to make homemade lean. And apparently it's healthier than soda. Would Coke Zero be considered water with this logic? Oh, actually, you know what? I think it actually would be considered water according to his logic because it has 0 sugar. I haven't even checked out what the ingredients are for these sort of packet thingies. I don't think you can layer 2 liquids with the same density. You know what? I was sort of thinking that as well. Because when you have like oil and water, like it's easy to layer them because they're 2 different densities. But then if you're doing it with water and water, I'm pretty sure there's a thing called osmosis, which means that the sort of things, they equalize. And so it becomes mixed naturally, even if you like don't even touch it at all. All right, people, these water packets are just basically a flavor of water. They're especially nice for people who don't. What? Don't what? What do you mean by people who don't like water? How about they grow the fuck up? Love this. I am sensitive to asparagus, so some of your flavors I cannot do, but I use enhancers that are safe for me. Thank you for sharing. Well, how about you, instead of using flavors, you just drink normal water? If you're sensitive...
That's what I'm saying, especially if you're saying I'm making water. That just sounds crazy. What's wrong? You know, I'm not gonna lie though. I gotta be honest. I wasn't a big water fan growing up. I'm just gonna be honest. I preferred juice even more than I did soda. Like, I would take juice anytime. Now it's more water and juice. I don't even mess around with soda like that. And these people just make me even more suspicious about soda. So I'm definitely not messing with it anymore at all.
To the asparagus and the flavors, just why don't you just drink normal water? You won't be sensitive to anything in normal water. Queso 2.0. That has got to be disrespectful.
Hold on to your sock shelf. I'm making king cake water today. First, I'm going to start putting my crushed ice at the bottom. Then I'm going to put a little cinnamon stick in there. So I'm going to put a little extra cinnamon in there also. So I'm going to add a little nutmeg because when I looked up the ingredients to a king cake, nutmeg was in there. I'm going to add a little vanilla, and that is real vanilla that my niece brought me back home from Mexico.
Why was that so hard for her to say that? And why did she make that face? Why did she make that face right after? Like, what was that? It just made me feel like I don't know what she was thinking, but I feel like somehow we were thinking the same thing. I don't know why. That's weird. I don't even know if that makes sense. But that look on her face, it's so hilarious. Oh my God.
I'm going to add the spiced apple waterloo. So That's really good.
What are you
I'm
putting
gonna add a
in
little
there?
caramel sauce to this.
Okay, first of all, that literally looks like shit. It looks like a giant watery diarrhea. It looks like an explosive diarrhea. You can see all the diarrhea smeared around.
All right, dude. All right. We get it. We get it. It does look like it. But stop saying it. Because we visualize it even more. Stop.
The toilet bowl on the edge. How can you look at that and want to, like, literally you desire to drink it? And also the ingredients. Like, let's just talk about the ingredients. So first of all, you put a single lone cinnamon stick in here, but then you go ahead and add your own cinnamon powder to it. So what is the point of this stick here if you're just going to go ahead and add the powder anyways? Secondly, that would taste disgusting straight up as it is because you have water and then cinnamon powder. I think if anything, if you wanted to drink cinnamon, you'd put it with like milk or something.
Exactly.
Next of all, you add nutmeg, which looks like pepper. It looks like you're shaking pepper into it. And also, wait, I don't even know what you're trying to make here. So you said a king cake or something? I have no idea what a king cake is. King cake is a French and Spanish dessert. I've never
heard of that before. Wow. Okay. You learned something new, huh? Wow. That looks very interesting, actually. But I don't think it belongs in a drink. Oh, that's so gross. Oh my God.
heard of this before. I've never seen this before. What are these colors? So you're turning this into a drink. Okay, interesting. Next, you grab vanilla extract. Like, you actually grab vanilla extract and you put it into water. I fully understand if you put all of these things, especially the vanilla extract, into like milk or something, like a milkshake. Like, imagine like a cinnamon milkshake, because I think it's very easy to turn cakes into milkshakes, but you're putting it into water. Like, you're trying to turn it into like a cake, a milkshake.
Have you ever made a weird drink? Let me know the weirdest drink you've ever made or you've ever tasted. Because this just opens my mind up to all kind of ideas about drinks and stuff, and how crazy some people are to mix certain things. Like, I do not think water and vanilla goes. That don't ever ruin my vanilla. Don't ever ruin vanilla. I like all chocolate, vanilla, carrot. I like it. I like it all. But they don't belong with water. Definitely not.
Cordial. Like, imagine making a chocolate milkshake, but instead of putting milk in it, you put water in it. Anyway, she says that I got the vanilla extract that my niece brought home from Mexico. But before she said Mexico, I'm pretty sure she almost just accidentally said the N-word, which is why she proceeds to just stare at
she look like that? That's what I'm like, what the, like, that look that she had, her mood changed instantly.
Camera like this after she makes a mistake, but then instead of topping up the water, she puts this apple thingy. I don't even know, I can't even read it, it's backwards. I'm pretty sure it's spiced apple sparkling water, but then you're calling this a water of the day. So wait, there's no water in it at all. Anyway, she attempts to mix it up, but it's still like, it already looks like diarrhea, even if she's like mixed it up. Anyway, she has not managed to mix this up at all. You can clearly see the different layers, like all the stuff is concentrated at the bottom, but she says it's really good and then proceeds to add a lot of caramel onto it, and she spills it onto her hand like that. I think if
how did she miss the hook up like that? I understand sometimes, bottles can work like that, but it was just, we'll continue.
Tasted like, I think if it actually genuinely tasted good, you wouldn't need to put this caramel into it. Maybe the water is the friends we made along the way. That was kind of funny. Cinnamon in the water is wild to me. Yeah, okay, I'm glad someone else thinks that as well. Yeah. Me making potions in the kitchen when I was 8. This whole video honestly reminds me of that.
Water of the day. So we're gonna take the lime kiwi Skittles, okay, out of the tropical. Now I'm gonna add some oat milk, creamy oat milk.
Milk?
Gonna add some of that. And y'all, I found a little
milk. Ew. With Skittles, milk and Skittles. There's no way in no universe does that work. I don't know. What?
Bit of vanilla protein powder, so I'm gonna add a little bit of that. Found because I'm out and I need to get some more, but I had some. Now I've already got my cup and ice in. I'm gonna fucking fantastic.
You're lying.
And for all of
no, you're lying. You're not gonna get me. You're not tricking me. Fantastic. In what way? How? Skittles and milk and protein. What? I am getting triggered right now. Wow.
you who said that it doesn't count for water intake, I talked to my doctor yesterday. In fact, it does. We're over here winning and you're over there dry as a fucking bum.
Okay, first of all, I do not mean this in an offensive way, but based on her voice, I feel like if I say anything bad about her or this video, she would absolutely beat the living shit out of me. Because I can honestly imagine her grabbing me by the throat and potentially like throwing me 100 yards. Because low-key, her voice is deeper than mine. Anyway, so she starts her water of the day with the lime packet. So okay, so based on water talk, this is like considered normal, even though it's not like really like normal water. We'll consider this like normal compared to like the average. But then she goes ahead and pours oat milk into this. Like this is meant to be the water of the day, and she pours diluted oat milk into her water with the lime packaging thingy into it.
Ew.
And also, wait, why would you want a milky lime thingy? Like, this is not like, it's like a half milkshake. It's a diluted milkshake. But who even has a lime milkshake anyway? So you can't even call it a diluted milkshake. Also, why does it look so bright green already? Like, it literally looks like a chug jug. It looks like one of those like glow in the dark drinks, but she's only added that one little packet. So I don't know what they're putting into those packets, but it looks very like unhealthy. It definitely looks more unhealthy than water. Anyway, she does not stop there, and she proceeds to add some vanilla protein powder that she found somewhere in her house. I don't know whether she's on purposely going around the house finding like the most random ingredients she can add to it, or whether this is like a pre.
Is this rage bait? Are they doing this just to make us say, what the heck? And she said, we're winning. Like, who's we? First of all, it's just a bunch of different people putting water in. You're not an actual, like, you guys don't have a membership or anything like that. So I don't get that part. And we're totally dry. How? We just like to drink regular water. If anything, all the chemicals you're putting in there could potentially dry you out. Didn't think about that before. I'd rather stick with regular juice or water. I'm good. I don't need milk and lime. That is gross. What?
Ew.
Conceived idea. Anyway, she takes a sip of this milky mess, and she not only says that it's fantastic, but she says it is fucking fantastic. So in her head, this genuinely must be like a banger recipe for her. Anyways, at the end of her video, she has a little bit of beef with her viewers. She says, and all of you who said that it doesn't count for water intake, she talked to her doctor, and in fact, it does. And then she says this final sigma, cold sigma, alpha sigma male. Actually, no, she's not male. This alpha wolf sort of type beat. We're over here winning, and you're over there dry as a fucking bone. What an absolute sigma. This is like the perfect opportunity for like one of those funk edits. What is it? The Sigma troll face edits.
So y'all loved when I did my hydration station tour, so let's put it to use. I'm making a peach ring water, which is inspired by my favorite water TikTok.
Please don't be
You're
crazy.
starting out with a Sunkissed peach packet, and then I'm doing 3 pumps of cherry. I feel like all gummies have some kind of vanilla aspect, so I added 1.5 pumps of vanilla almond. Overall, this water was really good, so like 7 out of 10.
Okay, this is exactly why I stopped drinking water. Too many sweats. And she even turned off the comments. That's when you know she's an extra sweaty water drinker. Anyways, let's just take a look at her setup. So we have all the pumps here. But she starts off with this, what is this? This high-tech water extractor from this little tub thingy. Then she has this whole tray full of all the packets. So this is probably like $100 worth of packets. Then we move on to the sort of pump station. So we have all these different flavors. We have coconut, what is this? Pineapple, Torani. Let me search it up. Okay, so you get one of these for $27. $27. Wait, and it's US dollars as well. So it's 42 Australian dollars for one of these. Wait. Let's count how many she has of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4 is 320 Australian dollars on that rack right now. $320. But how long does it last though? How long will she keep these for? Anyway, she adds 3 pumps of the cherry flavoring, and then she adds 1.5 pumps of the vanilla, and then she tops it off with some normal water. Okay, so she's using a total of 4.5 pumps per drink. So that's actually quite a lot. So okay, I wouldn't be surprised if these things ran out really quickly. And also, I don't mean to be like rude or anything. Like I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, but I'm starting to notice some similarities between like the people who drink these types of water instead of drinking like regular plain water. Okay, so for this final TikTok, I think the actual TikTok is like not like insane compared to the other things we've seen, but I'm mainly interested in the comment section because it looks like there are a lot of people arguing whether this is actually considered water or not. And so I want to just see what people are saying on both sides of the argument. Okay, let's have a look at this thread. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. It's juice. Heartbreak emoji. Let's see how people argue against this. It's not even juice, it's just syrups. Okay, so this is how they're gonna argue it. So they're willing to accept that it's not water.
Do you see what I mean? It's pretty much just you're trying to garner attention and get likes, comments, and shares and stuff like that. That's what I'm getting from this, because I feel like they're trying to just basically say, what can I put together that's going to make people cringe the most? And it's working.
expense of saying that it's syrup. This person says, I hate when people say it's juice. Juice is pressed fruits or vegetables, not syrups in water. Okay, so this is how they're gonna try bring the argument back to that this is water. You're gonna lose your mind when you learn what juice is made of. Okay, so this person is arguing that juice is water in itself. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you there's not a molecule of fruit in there. So this person is arguing that this is not juice because there's no fruit in it. It's water. Did you see those 2 water bottles she used? Shake my head. Okay, so Jana over here believes it's water purely because she put 2 bottles of water into it beforehand. So that means if I put like one tiny droplet of water before drowning my entire drink with a whole bunch of vodka, is that still water? Okay, let's have a look at another thread. So this person says it's juice.
That's it for me. No, that's it. No, enough. The comments and all that. No, I've had enough of the water talk. Water talk or water talk? Did I say? I'm not sure which one I said. But regardless, it's a wrap. I'm done. Moving on.